Lesson 9.3, surface area of pyramids and cones. So the beginning of this is just working on your drawings. And it's not too bad making a pyramid. So this is a square-based pyramid, so we're going to label it. This is the base, and we're going to make it a square. This is a base edge. And the face there we call a lateral face. And it's just a triangle, which I'm going to draw right here. And if we call the base edge little b, I guess, this would also be little b. Now, the problem is we need this dimension here down the middle drawn at a right angle. This dimension here down the middle drawn at a right angle. We call that L the slant height. Last but not least, I'm running out of colors. I'll try it in green. If you go straight down the middle, we would call that the height. So this is tricky, very tricky math. I'm going to try and actually show it all to you now, but let's do that all again, preferably without all the nasty labels. Start figuring it out. I'm not going to draw the back just because it's cluttering it up, but I am going to draw the height down the middle. It goes right to the middle and it's at a right angle. I'm going to say the height is 4. I'm going to say the base edge is 6. I'm going to also say this base edge is 6. So if the bottom, this is the base, is just a square, 6 by 6, then the area is 36 units squared. I'm not going to write in the units squared, just keep life simple. Now the hard part. Come over here and down here. I need to find L. Well, if we look at this triangle here, and I'll redraw this triangle down here. This is the part that's very hard to see. We have 4 here, we have L, which we don't know here. We have base edge of 6. Well, if the base edge is 6, this cuts it in half. And using the Pythagorean theorem, we know we have a 3, 4, 5, because 3 squared plus 4 squared will equal 5 squared. It's what we call a triple, and it's sitting up on the wall in my classroom. So, if L is 5, now we draw the lateral face. We have the whole base edge of 6. We have a slant height L of 5. Well, the area of that is just 1/2 6 times 5, which is 15. So now the last bit of math is part that really freaks people out. They get that we've just found the area of a base, which is a square. We've just found the area of a side, which is a triangle. Now, how do we find all four sides? Well, we just multiply by 4. We call that the lateral area. It's going to be 4 times 15, 60. And the total surface area is just the base area plus the lateral area. 36 plus 60 is 96. So there it all is. Very complex stuff. Need lots of practice on it. I was going to do a triangular base pyramid, and I would give you the slant height. I'm not sure if I should because it is tricky. Where I would say the slant height over here is 12, and then this side is 10. This whole side is 10. Well, then the lateral area is pretty easy. There's 3 triangles, and it's this triangle on the side is 1/2 base times height. In this case, slant height. So the lateral area would be 180. Now the base area is very challenging. I have to actually tell you what the height of the base area is. In this case, it would be 5√3, I believe. So this is where life gets a little too complicated, so we're not going to worry about it. Base area would be 1/2 10 times 5√3. And the total surface area would just be, you can't add them together because the one's got a √3 in it. That. We're not going to do this, so don't worry too much about them. Worry about your square pyramids. Triangular base pyramids are pretty rare. But I thought I'd throw that in there for someone else who might be watching the video, might be interested. So we also have a cone. And dimensions of a cone would be the radius, which we will say is 5, and the height, which for the fun of it, I'm going to say is 12. And then we need the slant height. Since this is a right triangle, this would be 13 because 5 squared plus 12 squared equals 13 squared. Again, it's a triple. It's on my wall. So base area is just the area of the base. It's just pi r squared. It's a circle. The lateral area has a formula. It's pi times r times L. Pi times 5 times 13, 65 pi. And then the total surface area is just adding them together. 65 pi plus 25 pi equals 90 pi. That's it. The cone's a little bit easier because there's not several sides. There's just the one wrapping around. That's the lateral area. But at the same time, you introduce pi, which can be challenging for some people. So here's 2 examples. I'm going to do them very quickly, so you might want to pause the recording and try. So here I go. So I need this slant height here. Well, if I cut this in half, I get 6, 8. And I happen to know that 6 squared plus 8 squared equals 10 squared. So this will be 10. So lateral area is 4 sides times the area of a triangle, 1/2 10 times 12, which is 60 times 4 is 240. And the base area is just 12 squared is 144. Total surface area is 144 plus 240 equals 384. Heavy duty math. Cone just did this one. I would recommend doing it again. But I just showed you that the base area 25 pi. The slant height is 13 because 5 squared plus 12 squared equals 13 squared. And lateral area is pi times 5 times 13 is 65 pi. And total surface area is 90 pi. So there's a lot of math here. Got to practice it to get good at it. I'll try and break it down into simple, clear steps when you're doing it on an assessment. Good luck.